sweet ones. Shannon here, and of course, Mr. Pearl, my 23-year-old feathered sidekick. And today I thought I would just chat with you about some of my favorite breathing techniques to promote calm, quiet, and deep listening. And of course, calm, quiet, and deep listening are three of the central tenets of meditation, which is an essential component of animal communication. Of course, when we hear the word meditation, there's usually something in us, and it's the part of us that's kind of stressed and obsessed and continually bombarded by the noisy ambient world and environment around us. And that part of us is in constant fight or flight. It's in constant hyper awareness. It is afraid to take its focus off of everyone and everywhere and everything for even a moment, because it doesn't know the difference between FOMO, or fear of missing out, and ending up plated and served. That's just kind of what's happened with our systemic fight or flight system in the absence of being part of the wild food chain of life, right? We have become our own apex predator in both very overt, obvious ways like road rage and aggressive and confrontational communications, and also in very subtle ways through just continually overexposing ourselves and our sensory pathways to nonstop noise and opinion and fear and tension. And meditation, really, what we're doing is we're taking back the power of our own focus. It's no longer about sitting in a Zen-like posture or trekking somewhere far away, physically far away from all the hustle and bustle and noise. It's about coming back home to ourselves. And the image that I like to share is the one of the blue-crowned night heron that visits the bayou that runs directly behind our house every day. Every day, this beautiful young blue-crowned night heron arrives and begins instantly. The moment he or she lands, begins instantly meditating on breakfast, meditating on what's in the water, meditating on how big it is, how juicy it looks, how much the heron wants to eat it, and how good a hunter that heron is, and how that heron is going to strike and catch that breakfast, whether it's a little fish or a little frog or a little insect. That is the epitome of meditation. Meditation today, yes, it's always lovely when we can carve out, 10 or 20 or 30 minutes or an hour to sit in silence. If we can even find any silence, any exterior silence, that is. It's always lovely to be able to do that. But our meditation needs to be happening in each present moment, because the world that we live in isn't going to easily give up the time and space and silence for us to do that. So we need to bring meditation to us into every moment. And this is especially vital if you want to hear your animal, if you want to hear your pet, if you want to hear pets that you're working with, if you're actually actively studying and practicing animal communication, and you want to hear animals sort of on demand, if you will. If somebody comes to you and says, I think there's a problem, or I'm getting my spidey sense, or my gut is, alarm bells are going off, and I think there's something that needs to be looked at, or my animal is trying to tell me something and I can't seem to decode the message, and they're asking you, can you please tune in? Can you please listen? Can you please talk with my animal? And so we can make sure that nothing has gone unsaid, nothing has been missed that needs to be attended to. And so we need to be able to meditate on a dime, so to speak. We need to be able to bring ourselves home into our body, into our mind, into our heart, our mind, our emotions, our body. And we do this through anchoring in the breath. How do you do meditation in a minute? You anchor back to your breath. This is why it's kind of a long-winded explanation for why the breath is so vital to this process, and why I have favorite breathing techniques that I return to again and again and again. And sometimes I use them in the car when I'm driving, especially if I'm having a moment and things aren't going my way on the freeway. I anchor back to them in the middle of the night when I wake up and I'm worried about something, a tidbit of news that I've heard, or maybe a dream that's upset me, and I can't fall easily back to sleep. I anchor to them when somebody that I care about is going through a hard time and I don't know how to be of service, or how to hold space, or how to help them, or how to back off and let them go through the thing that they need to go through. I anchor back to them when I have to do something that I'm scared to do or simply don't want to do, like go get a medical test or make a phone call. And there's so many different examples of times during the day when life happens and for a minute there we forget to breathe. And when we forget to breathe, our fight or flight system has no choice but to activate, go into full on shutdown mode with all the bells and whistles, because when we're not getting air, we're not getting life. So I am going to walk you through a few of my favorite breathing techniques over the next few days so that you too can recapture and reclaim your ability to meditate in a moment, to bring your focus back home, to remember that you have everything that you really need. And that includes the ability to hear the animals in your life. That includes the ability to hear what's going on in your own body, in your own mind, in your own emotions, in your heart, in your spirit, in your gut brain. And to trust that what you are receiving is what you need to know, to do, to sense in this very moment. And I hope this will be helpful. Many of these techniques that I'm going to demonstrate for you and teach for you, I have been using these for years. They're like my best friends. They're my breath buddies. And so I really, really hope that you enjoy this. If I'm missing any of your favorites that you think might be a benefit to our community, please let me know, and I can do a little follow-up feature on those as well. Hi there, Shannon here again, and I just wanted to pop back on to say I so hope you are enjoying our Breathwork for Better Animal Communication series, and that your mind is calmer and more quiet and you're able to hear the animals with more confidence and clarity. And I also wanted to issue you a special invitation. Isn't that right, Pearl? We are just about to open up enrollment for our next Animal Communication Adventure course. This is a small group, personally curated program that walks you through the steps of the exact process I use with every single animal communication client I work with. So you will learn from a real live working animal communicator, no filler, no fluff, just solid, useful information to help you show up for every interspecies conversation that you have with your heart open, your mind calm and quiet, and your spirit confident. If this sounds like just what you've been looking for, I would love to invite you to join us. All you have to do is head over to animallovelanguages.com/enroll. Let me know that you're interested, and as soon as the program opens, I will personally email you with the link to register and be a part. Okay?